Okay guys, let's do an update. Let's do an automatic update, walk around update. So we're not going to start it right now. We're just going to give you an update on it, okay? So remember, we started off here with just a frame. That's all we had, was just a frame. And then we dropped the engine in. It's the first thing we did. Now we're just, first thing we did was we ran our main harness here. We just ran our main harness up to the handlebars, and then today we plugged in, where's it at? We plugged in right here. We connected this piggy tail harness. This is the piggy tail harness for the front controllers and everything right here. That'll plug into my cluster. Okay, so this is plugged in. The piggy tail harness plugged into the main harness right here. Am I showing you it? Right here. Okay, we got the dielectric grease inside there. And then what we did next, because we just want to get the bike running. So I discovered that my ignition, okay, my ignition switch was not compatible with, of course, that's not the ignition, that's the cluster, right here. It was not compatible with their connector. So I just put the clips on here, and we're gonna, where's the other part to it? It's right, what do I do with it? I got it somewhere. There it is. So luckily we had one. So we're going to put that here, and that'll connect to, to our, for our ignition switch. And then, so we've got the harness and the ignition switch plugged in here. We've got my regulator rectifier sitting here. Okay, and guess what? The connector is, it's incompatible, of course. So this way we got to go the other way. On this way, I'm going to leave this connector here. See, I've got the other end here. Got the other end right here. So I'm going to put this connector on the piggyback harness and connect them. So I'll have the regulator rectifier connected, the ignition switch connected. Then we'll move around here. Now that's the only battery I have. It's a good battery, but it's too high. My ramp kind of, makes a little hump there. But the battery's ready to be connected. And then we got our good brand new spark plug. We got one in there, but we're going to take that out, put the new spark plug in. We've got our choke connected, and we got our stator connected, stator wires connected. And then these are for the lights and everything. We'll do that later on. We're just going to get it started. Here's my CDI, which is just a plug and play. It's just the wires are right here. There they are right there for my CDI. And then we've got the ignition coil here. We've got the starter relay, which I've got like, these components, I got like 2 or 3 of them. And then that's the new starter. I fixed the other one, but a friend of mine just bought me a starter. No, they're only 20 bucks. So we've got the starter connected right here. Starter connected here to the relay. We're going to connect the battery here, okay? And then I played hell finding my my gas filters, but I did find them. And we got the gas line. What's it at? We got the gas line hooked up. There's one filter, and we run over here to our other one. Where's it at? Right there. Into the carb. Okay, so, and then here's my extras, all my extra stuff. I got 2 or 3 of every one, all the components and stuff. More ignition coils and regulator rectifier in there, and then our engine here. Now our engine is on the ground. It is bottoming out, but we know that there's no moving parts. All the moving parts are inside here. Okay, the only moving part we have is this. Is that axle. That's the only moving part. That's going to be spinning when we start it. So I'm okay with that, because what happened is, without the tires on the frame, if I set it down, if I set the bike down and just let it be on its own gravity, the frame's too low. So when the frame's low, here on the throttle, you see the throttle wire here? Well, that gets real long. And then when I go to give it gas, there's too much wire. So I had to bring that, and I got a new throttle. Is it working now again? Yeah, see, it's working a little bit, enough to get her started and get her running. And then, but I got a new cable for this, but I just want to leave the old one on just to get it started. That's all we're doing is trying to start it. So I had to get the frame up to get that throttle cable, you know, tight. So that's why I put the frame on the jacks with the board and the block and the ghetto and kind of looking thing. But yeah, so just from a frame to, I mean, if I had more light, I'm still going to stay steady on it and try to finish up this wiring up front. But if I had more light, I'd probably, you know, try to get it started today, run over and get a gallon of gas. But it's probably going to run into next session. Okay, that's the update on my 125 Jinjiang, I don't even know how to say the name of it, Chinese Scoot 125 GY6. All right, peace. FM Studio.